This is a follow-up on our video about tenant estoppel agreements. If you haven't watched that one, I recommend you get started there. I go over what an estoppel is, why it's protective for tenants and for buyers, and then what happens when a tenant refuses to sign. As a brief review, estoppels are meant to protect the tenant and the buyer from being unjustly wronged by inconsistencies from the seller's words or actions. So the buyer is purchasing an income stream, which is represented by the lease or leases on the property, as well as assuming that landlord's obligations. So if there's an option to purchase that exists, well, if I'm buying a property, I better be made aware of that purchase option, right? And yes, unfortunately, that's a real example of an undisclosed agreement for a property that we've actually purchased before. Now, the estoppel is there to give the tenant the opportunity to let us, the buyer, know about important things like that. If the landlord fails to show on the T12 that a tenant hasn't paid rent in over 3 months, the estoppel is where we can confirm it. All right, so what we're covering here is if you're buying a property with an existing tenant, then what are the reasons you need an estoppel? Next, a checklist guide for how we go about getting our estoppels. And then lastly, we're actually going to give you the boilerplate estoppel that we actually use ourselves on our transactions so that you can keep yourself protected as well. So let's get started on the why here. The reason you've got to get an estoppel for properties you're purchasing with an existing tenant is because you cannot assume that everyone's verbal account of a situation is always going to be accurate. Sometimes there's more than meets the eye than just the mere rent roll and lease agreement. A properly executed estoppel enables the buyer to, one, find out about any claims or disputes from the tenant, and then confirm and clarify that lease documents are accurate, complete, and not missing any amendments. You are literally buying a property based on representations from both the landlord and the tenant. So getting an accurate estoppel, it's pretty important. If you're getting value here, hit that red subscribe button so I just know to keep making videos more like this one. All right, so you get it, right? Estoppels are kind of important. So let's walk through how to do it, what our checklist is when we do it. Review the contracts. Note all important points that you may need to get clarified, like the amount of the deposit, and the right to extend the lease for an additional year. Look out for those kinds of things inside of the lease. Secondly, compare that against due diligence documents, right? So check out the rent roll. I mean, if you're seeing rents on a duplex should tally $3,200, but the T12 showing only $1,600, well, now you know that someone's not paying rent, right? Next is we fill out the actual estoppel, right? We're going to summarize our findings and the understanding that we see from both parties. And we're going to note anything for discussion before actually completing those estoppels, just so we can get it all clarified. Next, we'll actually attach the rent agreement or lease agreement. And this is going to be just help be very clear for the references being made in the estoppel as well as ensure that there's no other missing documents or understanding between the parties themselves. And then lastly is we get it signed. So after you put it all together and reviewed, we'll go ahead and get the estoppels signed. Something pretty important to note here is if the underlying lease has a guarantor, you're going to want to also get the estoppel signed by them as well. All right, so here's the part where we give you our estoppel agreement. Before you grab it for free, do us a favor though and just subscribe to our page, like this video. It allows us to do cool things like that. Click on the link that's in the description and that'll take you to just download the estoppel from our website. We're not going to ask for your email, anything like that. So just click the link, go to our website, and you can download it there with no strings attached. Hope this is helpful.